Are you bisexual or heterosexual?
Hetero.
Or gay?
I'm, I'm heterosexual.
Never kissed a woman?
I'm heterosexual.
Okay, but have you ever kissed a woman, a female?
I'm heterosexual.
Understood. That means yes, which is, it is what it is. So we'll take you from your word right now, which is I'm heterosexual. So presumably you want a man, right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you want the man to want you for who you are?
Right. Yeah.
No, I'm not stating, I'm
Yeah.
asking you. Okay. And that's a very basic human feeling. We all want to be wanted and, in fact, loved for who we really are. It matters a lot to us because if someone doesn't love us for who we are, when we show who we are, we will become unloved. And similarly, if we're putting on a persona, then the person realizes that's not who we are. Maybe they'll go find someone who does have that characteristic or that trait that they fell in love with that was not really us. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? Okay. So there are two men you could end up with. One man, he sees you and he sees your light colored hair, and maybe he likes light colored hair. He sees your straight hair, and maybe he likes straight hair. And so he's come to be attracted to you for your straight, light colored hair. And then maybe he sees another woman. You guys are out at the mall, you're walking by, woman's at a kiosk selling hand cream. And she says, "Hey, try my hand cream." You guys happen to notice her and stop. And she also has light colored hair, and she also has straight hair, except that her light colored hair is lighter than yours and it grows out of her scalp that way. And her straight hair is, in fact, straighter than yours. Do you think that your man might be perhaps a bit mesmerized by seeing the real deal?
I mean, not, not really.
So you're under the idea that if I gave you a pair of imitation Jordans, those shoes would be just as desirable as a pair of real Jordans. So the knockoffs are just as good.
I mean, that's not really an equal like comparison. It's like
You don't.
it's a style. Like it's a style.
Yes, and what I'm saying is that one style is more authentic than the other.
I mean, me straightening my hair is not more authentic than somebody else straightening their hair.
Well, there are people who don't have to straighten it, it grows straight.
It grow a lot of people their hair does grow straight, but
Yeah.
a lot of people as well theirs grows like wavy, so they have to straighten their hair
Yes,
like
yes.
even though it's like natural
Yeah, so,
straight to earth,
right.
they still have to
So
straighten
if we
it. Like
stay on the topic
like
of,
I don't think it's rare for people's hair to be like bone straight.
I understand what you're saying, but if we
Mm.
stay on the topic of comparing what you're trying to simulate, which is light colored hair that is straight, with a woman who naturally has light colored hair that is straight, which exists, you would agree that does exist, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So if we compare you faking that to a woman who authentically is that, do you think that a man who's attracted to that aesthetic that he found in you emulating it, if he found a woman who actually really is that, do you think he would not prefer her?
Um, I mean, I would say initially, like if there was like a lineup of like it was like okay, say we're on Pop the Balloon or something like that. I don't know. Um, if he was to see side by side for the first time, yeah. But like if we're in a relationship, no.
Oh, oh. Do you know what initially attracts the man?
The physical, right?
The appearance. That's correct. So if he's actually attracted to your straight hair and your light colored hair, if he's actually attracted to that, and it's possible, I wouldn't be, then if that's actually what's attractive to him and he sees that in a new woman, then surely it'll still be appealing. That doesn't change because you're in a relationship. But more importantly, when you're attracted to the straight hair and the light colored hair, it comes along with other things because this is a phenotype. By phenotype, meaning that your DNA is expressing a racial feature in this case that goes along with another set of racial features. You don't find women who have light colored hair and dark skin generally, right? You find that certain racial features come as a package, which is to say tightly coiled hair will come with dark skin. You understand what I'm getting at here? So if you perform the appearance in part of a white woman, the guy who's attracted to that is more than likely attracted truly to white women. And also you'd have to be a bit scared of being with a guy like that because he's not attracted to that which is real, because he's coming after you and you're doing something that's fake. And my true hope for you all, ladies, is I don't go against wigs because I hate you. I go against it because it's a bad behavior that, one, shows that you have no respect for that which you really are. You don't love yourself. And I do love you. Number two, it's an embarrassment to the entire race of Black people. It shows that you don't think that which you really are is good enough. Number three, you could never actually have any level of self-respect from a racial level. And I often like to show when white women speak up on your wigs and on your hair and on your imitations of them. There was a video recently, I asked a Black woman, I said, have you ever been natural? And she played dumb and act like she didn't know what I was talking about. And she says, oh, I am natural, while wearing a wig, mind you. The white woman who is sitting to my right starts laughing. She says, no, honey, you're wearing a wig. He's talking about the wig. Then there's a whole flood of comments, all Black women saying, oh, not him embarrassing the Black woman in front of a white girl. Why does it matter that it's a white girl? It only matters because that's who you're trying to pretend to be. And she basically said, you're the fake version of me. I look down on you. I laugh at you. You're a joke to me. That's why they were mad and embarrassed, because it was the white woman showing that she looks down on you because you're a fake version of me. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That to me is really, it just hurts me. Like I'm not a woman with a fake wig, you hear me? But as a Black human being, it hurts me to see a Black person who is in fact a white supremacist.
Mm-hmm.
You must think that they're supreme. You must think that they're superior if you act like them. Just like when little boys try to act like Mike, whether it's Mike Jackson, Michael Jordan, they emulate that which is superior, that which they would ascend to become. And so the Black woman, having been through much and is victim of media, what she sees on social media, on television and films, and she tries to ascend to that standard of beauty.
So in your opinion, even though I wear my hair, the fact that I color it and straighten it is me trying to emulate Caucasian?
Is it not?
No, not in my opinion. I feel like straightening is the style,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because a lot of people have curly hair or wavy hair that
Yeah.
they have to straighten.
Yes.
I straightened it. I straighten it and then I'll curl it and I'll color it because I like ginger colored hair.
Ginger. Are there any Blacks that have naturally ginger colored hair?
Yeah, I follow
Oh,
a lot.
what tribe? What tribe are they from?
I don't know what tribe they're
Okay.
from. I follow them every time when I see them.
Oh, are those Blacks or are those people who are mixed with white? Those are people who are mixed with white.
Not
Thank
sure.
you. See, the thing that
Not
saddens
sure.
me, love, is the delusion and the mental illness and the hoops that you have to jump through to maintain your sickness. And because I love you so much, is just like your parents when you're a toddler. You do things because you don't know any better, and because you're too young to reason, your parents have to spank you or they have to redirect you or take control. They can't sit down with a 2-year-old and say, let me explain the logic of what's going on here, because logic is no more to you because your emotions are so deeply engaged, and it's engaged at a level that's causing a blindness for you. It really saddens me when you would suggest that straightening your hair, A, which is a Caucasian thing, is a Caucasian racial feature, and then B, the idea that then coloring your hair a lighter color, which is a Caucasian feature, particularly of the Caucasoid. The Asians have jet black hair. The Latinos are not a race. They are a hybrid of racial mixture. There really are three primary racial categories: Negroid, Caucasoid, Mongoloid. They have distinct racial features. Everything else is kind of in between, so to speak. So where you find the different colorations in hair, namely the lighter colorations, you would have to go to the northern part of Europe. Yes, Northern Europe, or the northern part of the British Isles or United Kingdom, if you like. This is where you find the red hair. This is where you find the blonde hair. Now, on the rainbow, it has a number of colors. Who knows how many, but some of them are like purple, blue, red, green, orange. You've heard of all these. But somehow when black women dye their hair or bleach their hair, they seem to only find it in their heart to go with the colors that are the racial features of the Caucasoid group, which is the red hair or the light brown hair or the blonde hair. Somehow they seem to not find green to be very appealing, or purple to be very appealing, or gray to be very appealing. They seem to go consistently with the colors that reflect the racial category of those persons who conquered your ancestors. And I get it. And that's precisely why I always say it's Taliban time, because you guys are so disconnected from reality. Furthermore, you should ask yourself, if you really loved yourself, you'd think this. You'd say, okay, Marquett, well, they're straight, and then there's tightly coiled hair, which we might call kinky hair, or we might call it the hair of the Negroid category. So if we would call it a style to make the hair straight, appearing more Caucasian, why is there no style where we find that the Caucasians are imitating us at the same rate? You could scarcely go out and find 100 women who are black in America without finding 90% of them imitating the white woman's appearance. If you were to select 100 white women, what percentage would imitate the black woman's appearance? Having tightly coiled hair, having blown it out to an afro, or having gotten dreadlocks? I'd say it's a minuscule percentage, maybe 2% or lower. Why? Because their psyche has not been molested by popular media and the rewriting of history such that they truly feel inferior. So if you're talking about styles, the question is, why does the style take on the racial appearance of the dominant group? And if it's merely a style, why do the styles rarely impact the dominant group, the Caucasoids, such that they would imitate your group if it's just about style and changing styles?
You got me there.
And you know what? Truth be told, it's not even about me being right and you being wrong. It's not about me getting you, because I think you're a pretty little black woman. I think you have a gorgeous complexion, and I think you might even have a nice shape on you. You dig? You feel free to send me those pictures later, or the video later, to the DM. But I think you're a beautiful black woman. And my sadness is that you would cover over your beauty. And what's more, the African, our hair grows out and upward and reaches toward the sun with life. The idea that you would literally murder and kill your hair and have it dangling dead down, hanging like some other racial group, I find to be a sad thing. We are a people who are the sun people. We come from the hot regions of the world, and we have dark skin to deal with the vertical rays of the sun. We are dark for a reason. We were the first, you see. We were the first peoples of the earth. We are the father to mankind. You do not imitate the child. The child imitates the father. And it's an abomination that we should imitate any people. More importantly, our hair grows upward for a reason. We're from the hot regions. When your hair grows down and covers the neck, kind of like maybe a scarf, which keeps you warm. Where do people who have long hair come from? They come from colder regions like Europe, and they have narrow nose bridges and longer noses so that the air has time to warm up. Cold air can warm up before it gets to the brain. We are all designed to survive in a given climate and a given part of the world. Why do blacks tend to have a wider nose bridge? There's so many reasons for this that are all very centered in science and biology. And once we understand this, we can have self-respect, self-esteem, and respect for others. For racism has no place in a rational mind, but the worst kind of racism is that which we exercise upon ourselves. And it takes strong black men to put our women in line, whether they like it or not. And whether you think you're beautiful or not, I'll make you show me. You heard me?
Definitely agree with that last statement for sure. But you said a lot that I I agree with most of what you're saying, and that's part of the reason why I followed you. Um, I mean, I didn't have a good debate for it because
Yeah.
I stopped. I recently just stopped wearing fake hair in general, just because like one day it just was like I'm really putting another human's hair on my head, and it threw me off. I was just like, that's kind of strange. But yeah, but then I guess the straightening part, because I do straighten my hair. So my natural hair color has always been a sandy brown. I'm not mixed though, but it's always been a sandy brown. So this is not actually that far from my natural hair color. Um, and my natural hair texture, I don't have the tight coils that, or the pretty curls that
You caught in
that
between.
are acceptable. Like I feel like okay, y'all complain about
Who's y'all?
this. Okay,
Because
okay,
listen to
black
me.
men, I guess.
Listen, whatever your natural hair is, like if you show up with that natural hair, you about to get worn out. Your back about to get blew out. And I don't think there's a man on earth that in reality is about to say like, oh, like I can't do it. Her hair, like her hair is natural. I can't do it. Like that's women and that's feminine men. See, the problem is you're dealing with a lot of dudes that are gay. You hear me? Like if you take them clothes off, I might not even remember if you have hair. You see what I'm saying? And when you show up, like, listen, I've never heard the homie say, hey, bro, I got this girl, man. Like, whoo-wee, you got to see the hair on her. I've never, like, they've never, like, the homie be like, bro, I just got this little thing. Man, she thicker than a Snicker. You hear me? Or they be like, man, look at these yayas, bro. Or, she's beautiful in the face. Like, the hair really is not like, I've never heard someone harp on that. You see what I'm saying? And there are guys who's like, oh, like that girl's bald head or that girl, her hair is short, she a chicken head. Those are low class N words, hard R. You dig? Low class N words, hard R. And if you're giving vagina to those guys, baby, you're wasting your coochie. You need to hold on to it, recycle it, and give it to a boss. You dig? That's the problem when you're dealing with guys that are not focused with their eyes on the prize. Like, what kind of grown man is focused on your hairstyle? Real men have hair like this, you dig? That's a man's hairstyle right there. That's a real man's hairstyle. You dig? Come on now. Now go ahead, tell me that BS. I'm gonna listen to you. Tell me that BS.
I just my I don't know what my curl pattern is. I don't have it just is poofy. Like it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So I straighten it. That's why I straighten my hair. But I like to wear it like big and like curly. Today I was at work, so I had a beanie on. But yeah, I mean, so I guess that's the main thing I was trying to defend was the straightening of the hair, because I straighten my hair and I'm like, that's a style. It's still my hair. Like I wear my hair. But I mean, I definitely see your point. It's definitely, I mean, we can't deny the deep rootedness of that at all. I mean,
It's deep and it's shallow at the same time, though. It's deep because there's a long history. It's shallow because the way to break those mental chains is to stop right today. So it's shallow. It's easy. You can take care of that tonight. You heard me? But here's the thing. Your choices in this case represent more than just you. And I find it to be an abomination as a black human being that my counterpart is ashamed of who she is, because you're not speaking about yourself as an individual when you do that. You're not speaking about yourself as a woman when you do that. You're speaking about yourself as a Black person, because your hair grows out of your scalp largely in the same way that my hair grows out of my scalp. And what you're doing is you're suggesting that that's not good enough, which is one thing. That's one problem. And then the second problem is that you're then putting in a hierarchy above us another racial category that is unqualified to be categorized in that way. Now, I don't mind white people being white supremacists, all good. And there's a lot of them, in case you haven't been on Twitter. But the idea that you and Beyonce and Lil Kim are going to slap me in the face is outrageous. And I won't accept it. I'll accept a white supremacist calling me an N-word hard R, but I won't accept you calling me an N-word hard R by engaging in this kind of behavior.
Okay.
All right. And, you know, I know it'll take some time, but I think that you'll wear your natural hair. And when you do, the quality and nature of men that you'll meet will be different. And that doesn't mean you won't meet a white guy. I know a couple white guys that are with Black women that have natural hair. It's not, and it's kind of mind boggling, but it's because those are the higher quality Black women. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are the quality Black women. That's why the white guy's like, bro, let me slide on this. Mm-hmm. So it's not like when you do your hair like a white woman, you're competing with white women. You're not. We can still tell you're Black. You just look like a bad version of a white woman. And that's like the sad part. And no, even Oprah, who's a billionaire, I remember I was at the house one time, and Jeremy, I got the HD TV, you dig? Like, the clear as hell. And I'm looking at the TV, and my mom's was there. She put some Oprah on. I wouldn't watch that bull. And I was like, yo, how Oprah Roots is nappy? Like, how you a billionaire and your roots is still nappy? Like, you look ridiculous out here. And it was just so embarrassing to think that we got a Black female billionaire, and with all that success and money, still behaves like a peasant and a peon. Amazing.
Well, maybe it's my sign to lock up.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. You could do whatever you want. I mean, shit, you could show up with a baldy, you know, a real, no,
I
in
mean,
a
I
real
have
way.
cut it all off
Yeah,
before. So.
yeah, you could show up with the baldy. You could Amber Rose it. You could hit me with the Holly Berry. You could do the locks. You could do whatever you do. But whatever you do, just know that it's an expression of self-love. And you can never really love anyone else until you love yourself first. Like, and you
I agree.
deserve love. Like, you deserve the ability to be comfortable as you are. To, like, for example, I was supposed to be hosting a yoga class, and I also was gonna have folks can go into the sauna afterward, right? And I felt like, dang, do I need to tell the Black girls that there's a sauna in advance so that they could like figure out stuff with their hair? You know, it's like, we shouldn't have to operate like that. And, you know, Black women go to the swimming pool or the beach, and they can't get in the pool, and all the Latinas in the pool, the Asian girls in the pool, the white girls in the pool, and the Black girls hanging back, acting like they're cool when really you're crippled. You're in a cage and you're controlled. And it's just like, it shouldn't be like that.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that you're seeking right now, and I think that you already know all of the right answers. It just sometimes takes a little bit of time to execute on the correct knowledge that you have.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm a truth seeker, and I'm open to logic.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. I am.
Extraordinary.
I mean, I grew up with my dad in my life, so yeah, I definitely see the value of a logical man.
You have any kids?
No.
Okay, that's what's up. And what's your age, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 29.
Okay. Hey, well, it's time to get started.
I know.
It's time to get started. You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to go about that, because I
You
feel
got to
like
take your clothes off first. That's step one. That's step one.
take my clothes off.
Yeah, I could demonstrate the rest, but not on live. That's how you go about it. It's pretty simple, to be honest
I
with you.
mean dating.
Oh, dating. Oh, dating.
Yes, dating.
Well, I think the good news is that there's a lot of thirsty guys on the planet Earth. So that's the good news. The bad news is that you are wired and you're enculturated to pick the wrong ones. So you do have limited time, and I do believe all of the good people should procreate in high numbers. So you are in the evening of ideal fertility. And so you really need to find a man who obviously is older than you, number one. And then number two is disciplined, honest, and reliable above all. And at some level attractive to you. And once you can do that, I think you'll be in a good position. So we'd have to figure out if you have realistic expectations, number one, and then number two, if you actually are a go-getter, because you're gonna have to go get them. Like women tend to think foolishly, like, oh, it's just gonna come to me. Like, no, like the guy that you need is not gonna come to you, because the guy that you need is needed by many women. He's in high demand. So he's not going to come to you, and you have to actually make a display of worthiness. Like in full transparency, there's a young lady that like I have trouble psychologically accepting that I kicked her to the curb because she's shaped like a number eight. You hear me? I mean a number eight, and it's all jelly. It is all jelly.
Okay.
But long story short, I just had to kick her to the side because her domestic skills were in lack. And maybe if I was someone else, I'd just like, man, this girl fine as all get out. She's shaped the way I like. You dig? She's very submissive and wants to do a great job. I'll work with her, you know, if I was a different guy. But in my position, it's like I'm leaving a lot of money on the table. I can't be accepting slackers. I'm leaving a lot of money on the table if I mess with you. You heard me? I could get one of you with better cooking skills that's 10 years younger. Like, why wouldn't I do that? You know, like I'm not going to waste my opportunities because you're good enough. And so the point is, the reason she's willing to behave like that and the reason I have a lot of options is because I have all the things that a reasonable woman would want. Mm-hmm. So the guy that you actually need, or I should say a reasonable woman would need, but the guy that you need, I tell women when you find that guy, you need to throw yourself at that guy. And it might sound extreme, but it's really real, because if you're not throwing yourself at him, you have to remember, just like a beautiful woman has a bunch of dirtbags in her DMs, he has a bunch of dirtbags in his DMs. And the way a beautiful woman will mostly just archive those messages and not even look at them, dudes be like, well, shit, you know, I see what it do for a night, you know, like, you know, they in there like actually responding and they're dealing with a lot of volume. So you really got to get yourself in position because the competition is fierce. And the truth is, think about it like this. Every woman says she wants a guy who's 6 foot tall, six pack, and earns six figures or better, right? Mm-hmm. Well, there's not as many of those guys. There's not a lot of those guys. However, what's the requirements for a guy? Youth and beauty. In my case, service. They got to be able to serve. So there's a lot of women that are young and beautiful.
29.
Right. So you see why you got to throw yourself at them? And there's nothing wrong with that. And even if you were 21, I would tell you the same thing. If you see the right guy, to throw yourself at him, because you're dealing with you're in a competitive environment. That's the best things in life. It's a competitive environment. You got to throw yourself at it.